Hey everybody, today we are going to learn about timing and spacing in animation, and we're going to do this using Adobe After Effects. So let's get started. I have two assets that we're going to use for this project. I have this coin that I downloaded off the internet. It's a little alpha channeled out coin, and then I have some background music that we're going to also put on that really has nothing to do with the coin, but it's just another level that we can add to our animation in After Effects. So timing and spacing are often confusing part when you're starting the animation and the animated process. So today we're going to kind of determine the differences between timing and spacing. So to do so, we're going to open up Adobe After Effects and let's go ahead and do a few things. First, let's double click and let's go to our timing and spacing folder, and we're going to drag both assets in. And now that I have my assets in the library or the project window here, I can go ahead and do some organization. So I'm going to type assets and put my moon face in there, and then I'll probably make a sound folder and put my background music in there. Alright, so now that that's nice and organized, we can get started on creating our project. So let's go ahead and go to New Composition. We can also go to Composition, New Composition, or simply click Control or Command N depending on your operating system. So New Composition, we're going to set up an HD composition at 29.97 frames. And we're going to call this coin race. And these are just the default HD settings. So it's at the very last one on the queue here. 30 seconds is a bit much. This animation realistically is only, we'll make it like 3 seconds, not 39. There we go. And we'll hit OK. Alright, so right now I have two views here. Let me go to a singular view for you all. So my timeline is activated, and I have the ability now to put some actors on our stage. And so let's really quickly make a comp folder. So if that's for our compositions, and we'll drag that coin race into the comp folder. Now again, nice and organized. And the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and drag the coin onto the stage. Now it's way too big, so let's go ahead and hold Shift, grab a corner of the coin, and we'll kind of position that coin into the top corner here. So everything's really, really nice. Now, we can do a few things here, but one of the main things we want to do is think about timing and spacing as timing being the amount of seconds that your animation is going to occur, and spacing being the different intervals or increments that this coin will move within the animation. So to start, we're going to just do a simple animation here. So I'm going to hit P for position. I'm going to make sure my time slider is on the 0 frame, and I'm going to go ahead and check the stopwatch. Then I'm going to drag my time cursor to the very end of my animation, and there may be a little gap there, don't worry about that. And I'm going to hold Shift and drag my coin just so the edge is touched here on the bottom. Now, each one of these little dots in After Effects is actually an individual frame. I want you to think of the frame as if we were doing a traditional animation or a flip book. Each little dot signifies a piece of paper. So that means each time this animation moves, for every single frame, it moves in a very even increment. I'm going to go ahead and hit spacebar and do a RAM preview, and you can see this 3-second animation loop. So you'll see that this coin is kind of moving left to right. This is what's called even spacing, meaning the computer kind of figured out the spacing in between each frame. All right, so let's take this a step further. Let's actually duplicate this animation. So Control D, and now that I have a duplicate, I'm going to pull this down in this axis, and I can go ahead and I can even pull down that little keyframe. Now, if that's hard for you all, we can also hit P on our keyboard and actually remove the animation and just pull it down and reset it. So either way, I can reset the keyframes if need be. So now I'm going to set the position for the bottom one, and I'm going to go and move my coin here. And let's watch both these animations now. These are pretty consistent animations. You'll see they're moving both at the same speed roughly. Again, pretty good. To keep things organized, I'm going to highlight my layer and I'm going to say bottom coin. I'm going to highlight this coin, hit return, and say top coin. And actually, just for consistency's sake, we'll put the top layer on the top. All right, so I'm going to hit P on my keyboard on both of them. Again, you can see when I highlight them both here using Shift that the spacing is even within them. So let's say we weren't wanting to have even spacing. So let's go to the bottom coin here, and let's say at the middle of the animation, we don't want the coin to be in the middle. We want the coin to still be back here. What I can do is actually hold Shift here, and I can pull my coin back, and it will automatically set a keyframe because my stopwatch is chosen. Now let's look at those dots. You'll see, and it's really kind of hard to see here, but you'll see these dots are now clustered. The closer the drawings or the frames are together, the slower the coin will appear. So when I hit spacebar, you'll notice that the coin is easing out of that motion. So it's slowing out of that motion, and that causes clustering of frames. So this is great. It really allows me to kind of change the illusion of speed using this spacing of frames. So our timing is still 3 seconds, but our spacing is drastically different between the two animations. So the closer the little dots are to one another, that is, the slower it's going to appear, and the further away the dots are from one another, that means the faster it's going to appear. So that's the difference between timing and spacing. Currently, both of these coins have the same timing at 3 seconds and relatively different spacing. All right, so how can we do this maybe without adding a third keyframe? Well, setting keyframes is relatively easy in After Effects, but we want to go ahead and make this more of a customized animation. So what I'm going to do is select my bottom coin, and I'm going to navigate to the graph editor. I'm going to click the graph editor to turn that on, and again, you can toggle back and forth between them. And with my coin activated, I'm going to highlight the position, and this shows me two different values. So right now, the green line is our Y position. That's our up and down position. You'll notice the value does not change as the time goes on because the coin is not moving up and down. But the red line is our X position. That means left to right. And as the coin moves through time and space, it actually changes in value. So you can see that number is growing here in the X position where the Y position is staying the same. So one thing I like to do is actually like to separate these values. So with position highlighted, I go down here to my graph editor and choose separate dimensions. Now that I have them separate, I can access both of them equally. So for instance, I do not need any Y animation, so I'm going to just simply uncheck my stopwatch and only focus here on the spacing of the left to right or X animation. So I'm going to highlight my keyframe, and when you click on your keyframes, you'll notice you start to get Bezier handles. And this is really cool because as you pull this Bezier handle, you'll notice those little dots on the screen begin to cluster. So what this does is allows you to make pretty unique spacing without having to add additional keyframes. So the way the graph editor works is all of these numbers over here are simply just the value that it's moving. So it's based off of this little anchor point. So right now at 0, this little anchor point is at maybe the 200 pixel value. And as it moves forward, it's now at the 1776 value. I'm just changing the distribution or the rate of spacing between 200 and 1776. So it's changing the different increments between the frames or how the computer draws the frames. So now that I've moved this Bezier and I hit spacebar, you'll see something really interesting happens. It looks like the bottom coin actually reaches the end first, but in fact, they actually reach at the same time. And I'm going to kind of pull these down just slightly because I think I'm getting a little overlap there. There they go. So they're actually tying in the coin race, which is pretty neat. So I can change and adjust these values as I see fit. So if I want to take this curve and I want to slow the animation into the movement and out of the movement, I can simply move the curve and get another type or another feeling of animation. So now that I have my animation, let's go ahead and render this out with some music. Actually, it's just a basic sound effect, but we'll make a new composition. We'll call this composition the render composition, or render comp. We know it's going to be roughly 3 seconds. We're going to drag the coin race into the render comp. We can see they match up because I made the time. We're going to drag the background noise underneath that. And with that, I want to fade my audio. So I'm going to open up my waveform, and we'll just hit spacebar here. It fades in pretty well. I'd like it to fade out. So roughly near the end of the animation, I'll set my audio levels. I'll move my cursor, and then I'll drag to a negative value, and that will automatically set another keyframe. But notice the lower the decibel value I go, the lower the animation sound, or the volume of the sound will be. So we'll play it through. And it's a pretty abrupt ending, but we'll go with it just for demo's sake. So now we have our background noise, so we can call this even sound background. We have our coins that are racing, that are nested in their own composition. And to render this, we're going to hit Composition, Add to Adobe Media Encoder. And what this will do is take the After Effects file and place it into a render encoder that will give us the option of rendering different types of assets. So we could render MP4s, AVIs, MPEGs, depending on what your final needs are. This is a really good resource to do that in. So it takes a few seconds for Adobe Media Encoder to open up, but once it does, it's pretty straightforward. So we'll give it a second here. A lot of people think their encoder is crashing at this time point, but I promise you it's not. So just give it a few seconds here to load up. And as that opens, again, we have our nice animation going back and forth. Our media encoder has opened. We're going to give it a few seconds to kind of load that After Effects file. Again, these programs are essentially waking up. And depending on the speed of your computer, you can have some minor delays, you know. So give that a few seconds. When you're rendering your composition too, you always want to make sure that you have the right composition selected. So you can see once it loaded through, it told me that render comp is ready. So I'm going to click on the blue text, which is a good sign in After Effects, and it's going to allow me to basically put this where I can find it. So I'm going to put this on my desktop. I'm going to call this Coin Race. An MP4 is good. H.264 is a really good low rate or a compressed file type. And then I'm going to hit the play button and kind of let my Adobes kind of connect and talk to one another, my two Adobe programs. And when that's said and done, you should have an MP4 that is rendered at HD in which you can play your file. So while that's rendering, because it's going to take very, very quick, you can see it's rendering really quickly, so we'll kind of let this roll out. Cool, our render is done. We're going to double check our render. I'm going to hit spacebar here on my Mac. We have our coin race. That would be a good file to kind of submit. And I'm going to now collect my files. So I'm going to go to, apparently not. I'm going to now collect my files and go to Dependencies, Collect Files. And what this will do is it's saying, okay, we want to save the file, understood. So we'll save this as coin. This is going to ask me to collect all my assets from all the different areas in my computer. So I'm going to hit collect, and I'm going to call this Coin Race folder. That packages everything in a nice package that has all my nicely named assets. And what I can do now is if I need to give this file to somebody, I can actually zip that Coin Race folder, put it on my Google Drive or whatever, and give that to somebody. So that's explaining timing and spacing. There's also a few other things sprinkled in there, like another review of rendering. There's how to collect your files and file dependencies, and also how to fade out your sound. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I will see you all next time.